In this video, you'll not only learn new English words and phrases, but also practice your listening and pronunciation skills as you buy the most famous fast food in the whole of the UK, fish and chips. This will help you understand and be understood when you have a conversation with a real British person. First, you'll listen to a real-life English conversation. In this part, don't take any notes. Just listen to the pronunciation and the rhythm of English. It really doesn't matter if you don't understand everything that's said, because in the next part, we're going to break down that conversation in detail, looking at the words that were said, why they were said, and how they were said. Finally, you get to take part in this conversation yourself, which will really build your confidence. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Hi, what can I get you?
Hi, I'd like fish and chips, please.
No problem. What sort of fish would you like?
What kind do you have?
Today we've got cod or haddock.
I fancy cod, please.
Sure. What size portion of chips would you like? Large or small?
I'm starving, so I'll have a large portion, please.
Would you like anything else?
No, that's the lot, thanks.
Here you go. One fish and a large portion of chips.
Cheers. What's the damage?
That'll be £7.90, please.
Here's a tenner.
And here's your change. Wow, that made me feel hungry. Okay, let's go through that conversation in detail. And it started when the customer walked into the fish and chip shop, which is commonly known as a chippy in the UK. The person serving said, "Hi, what can I get you?" However, they used fast connected natural British speech, so it sounded like, "Hi, what can I get you?" So let's go through those sounds so that you can also speak in this natural, fast connected way. Let's start with get you. First, we move the T from the end of get across to the front of the U. And that T and Y together makes the ch sound. You try, ch. So the whole thing is get you, get you, get you. You try, get you. Next, the a in can is swapped for the schwa. That's that little sound that's so common in English. So it's not can, it's can. Can. You try, can. Now we push this word together with the I that follows it, and we've got can I, can I. You try, can I. Finally, don't pronounce the T at the end of what. So it sounds like this. What. What. You start saying the T, but then just stop it straight away. What. You try. Now repeat the whole sentence after me. What can I get you? Next, the customer says,
Hi, I'd like fish and chips, please.
We can learn a couple of interesting things with this sentence. First, the word and. And in natural English speech, we don't usually pronounce the D on the end. We also change the A to that little schwa sound, which is the most common sound in the whole of English. So and becomes n. You try, n. This is such a common word, it's really important that you get it right. So just repeat this after me. Up and down. Notice it's not up and down. Up and down. In and out. Black and white. Girls and boys. Fish and chips. The other important thing is fish and chips are always pronounced in that order. Fish and chips. It's never chips and fish. I don't know why. It's just wrong to do it the other way. So it's always fish and chips. In the UK, we say the words please and thank you a lot. I mean a lot. And we do it for two main reasons. The first reason is just to be polite. But the other reason is to let the person we're speaking to know that we finished speaking and it's their turn. We do this by lowering the pitch of our voice as we say them. Like this. Fish and chips, please. Fish and chips, please. Can you hear how it goes down at the end? You try. Fish and chips, please. Next we heard, no problem. What sort of fish would you like? Here, the sound oo in you is changed to the schwa sound, so it becomes y. And we also join would and you together using the j sound. So would you sounds like would you. Would you? You try. Would you? Now in this sentence, the word of is really weak and unimportant. So we can change the vowel o to the schwa sound. And because the next word fish starts with an F, we don't have to pronounce the F in of. So of just becomes a. And those two words together become a fish. A fish. Try that. A fish. So the whole thing is, what sort of fish would you like? You try. Next, the customer asked an obvious question.
What kind do you have?
The word kind used here is just an alternative to the words sort or type, and either of those could have been used. Do and the you have been combined, connected together, to just become the j sound. So the whole thing is, what kind do you have? The server said, today we've got cod or haddock. Cod and haddock are two common types of fish used in chippies across the UK. Notice how cod and or are joined together in this sentence by moving the D from the end of cod to the front of the O of or. So it becomes co-door, co-door, codor. So the whole thing is cod or haddock. You try, cod or haddock. The customer said,
I fancy cod, please.
fancy is a really useful word in British English. To find out more, check out this lesson on the channel. But here in this sentence, it just means want. Again, we heard the word please. I told you we use it a lot. And remember, we're going to lower its pitch to let the other person know we finished speaking. I fancy the cod, please. Then we heard, sure, what size portion of chips would you like? Large or small? A portion is the amount of chips are served in. So it's a portion of chips. Notice in portion that the end, T-I-O-N, is just pronounced shun. Portion, a portion of chips. You try. The customer then says,
I'm starving, so I'll have a large portion, please.
the use of I'm starving is typical in English. It's what we call hyperbole or exaggeration. They don't mean they're actually starving. All they mean is they're very hungry. To sound more natural, join the so and the I'll together using a little w sound. So instead of so I'll, it becomes so I'll. So I'll. You try. so I'll. And don't forget to change the a, which is a weak little word, it's really unimportant in this sentence, to the schwa sound And of course, we're going to change the please at the end by lowering the pitch. Repeat the whole sentence after me. I'm starving, so I'll have a large portion, please. Next was, would you like anything else? To make this sound like a native English speaker, move the D from the end of would to the front of you, and that D and Y together becomes the j sound. So would you sounds like would you. Would you? You try. Would you? And the whole thing, would you like anything else? The customer replied,
No, that's the lot, thanks.
the expression, that's the lot, simply means you don't want anything else. Remember to drop the pitch on the word thanks, just like you've been doing with the word please. And repeat the whole thing after me. No, that's the lot, thanks. That's the lot, thanks. When the fish and chips were ready, we heard, here you go, one fish and a large portion of chips. Here you go is just another way of saying here you are. Notice the oo in you is changed into the schwa sound, so it becomes y. Here you go, you try. Here you go. The customer then replied,
Cheers. What's the damage?
cheers is an everyday way of saying thanks. And what's the damage is another way of saying how much does it cost. The reply was, that'll be £7.90 please. This amount, £7.90, could also be said as £7.90 or £7.90p. The customer handed over a £10 note saying,
Here's a tenner.
and a tenner is a common way of referring to a £10 note. And the server replies, and here's your change. What he's actually saying is, and here is your change. But because he's using fast natural English, he pronounces the and as we've already learned by replacing the a with a schwa and not pronouncing the d. So and is now and your is simply the y with a schwa sound, so it becomes y. So altogether, it's and here's your change. You try, and here's your change. Now it's your turn to practice. You're going to be the customer going to the chippy for fish and chips. Your words will appear on the screen as you need them. Remember, you can always use the pause, stop, rewind if you need a little more time. Hi, what can I get you? No problem. What sort of fish would you like? Today we've got cod or haddock. Sure. What size portion of chips would you like? Large or small? Would you like anything else? Here you go, one fish and a large portion of chips. That'll be £7.90 please. And here's your change. Keep practicing your conversational skills by clicking on this link for another lesson that's guaranteed to improve your English. I'll see you next time.